Welcome back to another episode of Just Another Number. I'm your host, 17. And look, we just gonna get straight into it because it's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Just the recipients, but also the farmers that are there able to purchase from. That's the main reason it's a DO, a Department of Agriculture.
This issue is not going to go away because it's very contentious. But when you cut in any organization, government or private, it's very demoralizing. It's traumatic, and it gets lots of bad press, as we're doing right now. But that's why you cut 20% more. I think Elon's not cutting enough. Cut 20% more now. Get your spreadsheet out. These are the names. Whack everybody, and then 20% more, as we do in the private sector every day and have done for 100 years in private equity, and hire back when the organization gels. That way, the demoralization only happens once. You don't want to cut multiple times. More whacking. Let me just,
can I explain to you that this is when running.
You need to explain it to me. I know how it works.
But no, you don't, because
Actually, I do. I've done it multiple times.
But yeah, that's in the private sector, and you cannot run.
This is worse than the private sector.
You cannot run everyday government the same way you run the
fat dripping with waste government.
I'm not talking about fat dripping with waste government.
What do we have?
I told you in the South right now in red states. Do you know the number one cause?
What does this have to do with red or blue?
Can I finish my question? Do you know the number one cause for children underperforming in schools right now?
Bad educator.
No, hungry. As a
No. Let me finish.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
Let me finish.
My whole career was in education.
That's my point of bringing that up to you. Yeah. And so, yes, you had things like the free and reduced lunch program. You had the summer lunch program. Yes. You had programs that were expanded so kids could actually. So I'm not arguing with you about your expertise in the private sector, but what I am saying is that a 20% cut or whack, you're cutting from Allendale Fairfax High School and Birmingham High School.
Okay.
You're cutting from places that really matter.
You want to talk about high schools in America? That's what I did for 14 years.
I also was a high school teacher.
Look, man, I'm just going to call it as I see it. This is the reason why you can't have people who have the business mindset to run the government. This is why. Because at the end of the day, that's how they see it. They see it as a money generator. They're not looking at the fact that this is actually affecting human lives. You see, in business, all they care about is the bottom line. All they care about is the dollar. They don't even, like he said, what was he talking about? Whack, cut. These businesses, they don't give a damn when they're firing people, when they lay you off. They don't care. You're just a number to them, right? You're just a number. So they don't think about the human aspect to it. They don't think about the real world effects. Most of them don't care. I mean, okay, sure, maybe not every single business is heartless and evil out there. Maybe some of them have some sense of compassion, but at the end of the day, how do they operate? In their best interest. And their best interest is what makes them money, what drives the profit. And if you have to cut, hack and slash, they'll get rid of you in a heartbeat. So to try to put someone that has a business acumen or a business mindset in the government, which is a completely, totally different entity, like when you're running a government, you are having to deal with people. The people supposedly make up the government. The people supposedly elect people to represent them in government. There are real issues out here that businesses are not responsible for, nor do they care. Okay? This is what I never understood about people wanting to elect people with this business mindset. No, I need someone to have common sense, empathy, and actually gives a damn about the people who they're representing. The problem is you get these people who get in office, they get elected, and then they just do the bidding of the lobbyists, because the corporations always get representation. Okay? They all resort and lobby in Washington, lobbying. They're the ones that get the meetings with the politicians. They're the ones that get to see them behind closed doors. They're the ones that get to whisper in the politician's ear, hey, we kind of need you to pass this bill. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times, The corporations are the ones that's writing the bill and just handing it to the representative or senator. Hey, y'all pass this. You look out for me, I got you on your next campaign. I'll throw you $250,000. Tell me this is not pay for play. This is exactly what goes on behind the scenes. They could try to deny it, but this is what happens. So they use you, the people, they use the everyday person to get to the office. And once they're in the office, they're not listening to you. Why? Because we don't have a mechanism to recall them. We don't have a mechanism to bring them back. It's like once you're there, okay, I'm there for 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. I don't have to worry about another election until that time. It's not like we have a mechanism that's put in place to where the second you get elected, your ass can be gone the very next day if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. We don't have that. I tell you, a lot more shit to get done if we had that kind of mechanism put in place. If we had mechanisms in place that say, if you ain't out here doing what you're supposed to do, your ass got 30 days. You got 30 days to get your shit together. Otherwise, we gonna yank your ass right back out of there. But the reason we'll never have that in this country, because people don't even like to go vote. Whether you feel like your vote matters or not, people don't even have they don't even get up and go vote. Okay? For whatever reason. You can call it what you want. People choose not to participate in democracy for various freaking reasons. That's what you need. You need mechanisms to bring politicians really to the table, because the only time they listen to care is around election time. Doesn't matter what party we talking about here. Right now, the Republicans are catching heat and catching hell from their own constituents because these people voted them in office, and now these people, these Republicans, are going against the people that voted for them. Yeah. Because who are you listening to? You already in the office. People are so worried about being primary. See, that's the thing. You get these people, they're so worried about losing their seat. Right? You get in office and the main power that they have over you is, I'll primary you. If you don't do what I ask you. If you don't do what I tell you to do, I'll primary you. I'll fund your challenger next election cycle. Why are you really there as a representative? Aren't you supposed to represent the people? Because if I ever somehow magically got elected to Congress, yeah, I'll probably be a one-term politician. I'll probably only be in there for one term. Because they damn sure gonna fund my challenger. Because I'm not gonna do what they asking me to do. I'm not. Oh, you need to pass this bill. No. This bill, I'm looking at this bill. This affects my constituents that voted for me back home. So, no, I'm not about to fuck them over just because that's what you want. So you got people like O'Leary. This is how they think. This is how they operate. They didn't get rich and wealthy for no reason. You got to have the mindset of, I will step on even my own mama's neck to get to the next dime. That's their mentality. That's how they think. That's how they operate. So with that mindset, why would you want someone with that ruthless mindset to run the government? Yeah, Republicans are doing the hack and slash. They're doing the hack and slash to all these government programs that they think are wasteful. Why? Because Republicans have always been against the government. They told you that out of their own mouths. They tell you that out of their own fucking mouths. I don't get it. And yet y'all still elect these idiots. Y'all vote for these people. You're going to vote for the people who don't like the government to run the government. This is why I always call America a dumb country. I do. I'm not anti-America. I'm not anti-American. I was born here. I got the right to criticize what I see going on in this country, just like anybody else. While we still have the First Amendment, while free speech is still relevant somehow. I just, man, you know, I will say this publicly. I have a certain disdain towards rich and wealthy people. I know all of them are not bad people, but it's just a simple fact. And it's not me just being the hater that you got money. No, it's not that. I want to know how you got it. What did you do to get said money? And I know it's going to be people out here that disagree with what I'm saying. I don't give a shit. I don't care. That's the beautiful part about it. That's the beauty of living in America. We can feel free to disagree. You got a camera, you got a microphone, hell, you got a phone. You can spew your reckless ass opinion on whatever social platform you choose to. That is the beautiful part of America. That is the beauty of having this freedom. I can crack my mic on and I can say what the fuck I want. I can say what I feel. I can say what's on my mind. I have a certain disdain for rich folks. I do. Not because I'm not one of them, but it's the simple fact of, how'd you get that money? And what are you doing to help the community? That's what I want to know. See, people like O'Leary, these billionaires, I don't got no love. I ain't got no respect for them. None. People like Musk and all these damn billionaires, y'all got the power to you can literally eradicate homelessness in this country, and y'all choose not to. You could literally solve quite a few of society's ailments, society's problems, but that's not my responsibility. Exactly. You got more money than you know what to do with, more money than you'll ever spend in your lifetime, and yet you choose not to even help the people at all. Whether you feel like they deserve it or not, we probably feel like you don't deserve the money you have. See, at the end of the day, I'm just waiting for shit to get so bad that where people have no choice but to rise up and start a revolution. That's what I'm waiting on. Yeah, because if you're gonna think, I pray that someone sees this. I pray that anyone sees this. If a revolution starts, if you're gonna start a revolution, go after the right people. Don't go after your neighbor. Don't go after someone who ain't got power, like you. I mean, we have power as a collective, but that's the thing they want us talking about. See, they don't want you thinking about the collective. This is why they do this individualism and divide and conquer. And, we're going to divide them up by race. We're going to divide them up by gender, sexuality. We're going to come up with all these little tactics to keep them divided, because Lord knows, Lordy, if they ever all came together and ever figured out what was really going on, we might be in trouble. That's the truth. Dead ass. That's the truth. And they keep us entertained, they keep us distracted, and they keep us at each other's throats so we don't ever see the truth. So if a revolution ever starts, no, don't go after your neighbor, don't break in his crib. No, go for the people that's in power. That's the only way you're gonna change some shit. You ain't gonna change shit by going after your neighbor, going after somebody in your vicinity. How is that gonna change anything? You have to go over to the people with power. You have to go over to puppet masters. That's who you have to go at. I don't know, man. It's just that clip by itself. It said everything. In under 2 minutes, it said exactly how they think. Bakari Sellers trying to educate them, trying to tell them. You trying to cut school lunch programs. So you don't care about the kids eating. They trying to cut the education department as a whole. As a whole. The Republican playbook is to get rid of government, is to shrink government. To shrink it. And how else do you shrink it? You start cutting shit. You just start cut. Like he said. Whack. Down the line. When recessions come, this is what businesses do. They cut costs. And how do you cut costs? You fire and you lay off people. That's what you do. You save money. Hey, look, that's what businesses do. But you cannot run the government like a freaking business. Sorry, you just can't. It's not the same. I just wish more people would wisen up and wake up to this reality. I really do. Oh, man. All right. We're going to get into the next one.
Yeah. In your estimation, what crime did Mahmoud Tawil commit to warrant his arrest, detention, and potential implications? Let me tell you something. I went face down the angry mob at Columbia at the height of that stuff. When the pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas protesters were there. I'm telling you, this is my own observation, not something I read in a newspaper. It was dangerous. I met with Jewish students before we went to campus who were hauled away off campus because they were instructed by the administration not to come to class, which they paid for fear of their physical safety. The administrators there refused to take control of that campus. They refused to allow the PD to come, the police department to come in and take control, and it turned into a chaos. The president has since been removed, and now they got the same problem again. Columbia and other universities, they have to keep control of campus. The first responsibility of an administration is ensuring the safety of the students who are paying tuition to be there, for crying out loud. This madness has to stop. We have to get control of it. This guy apparently was a mastermind of those very things, when the gnashing of teeth and the ripping of clothes and the people screaming at me, wanting to rip me limb from limb because I was there talking about moral clarity and how there's a right and a wrong. They were doing that. They disrupted the campus. They were threatening physical violence to their fellow students. If you're on a student visa, I'm going to say this clearly. If you are on a student visa and you're in America and you're an aspiring young terrorist who wants to prey upon your Jewish classmates, you're going home. We're going to arrest your tail and we're going to send you home where you belong. And this is just getting started. So, look, I appreciate free speech. I used to defend it in courts, but this is far beyond the pale of that. When you are threatening your classmates and spewing anti-Semitism and all this hatred, it's enough. And I think the American people understand that. They're supporting it. And I'm glad we have a president who's strong enough to lay down the law. Thanks a lot.
You're sheriff of town.
Oh, my goodness. Really? Here you go with that sucker shit. So basically, we can only protest about shit when it's feasible, when it's okay, when it's shit you don't like. See, I'm a black man, you know, okay? But when I wear my wave cap and grow my beard out, I've been mistaken for, you know, Arabic, Muslim, whatever. I've been mistaken, right? Here's the thing. Racist white people have always had marches in this country. And mostly black folks, but other people of color as well, have always stood up. Have even tried to go to the courts. And the courts have ruled time and time again that hate speech is allowed under the First Amendment. Right? I don't condone hate speech of any kind. Let's just keep it a buck. I don't condone hate speech. I don't like none of that shit. But when it's done against black folks, there ain't no fucking outrage. It's definitely not from y'all. It's outrage from us. We don't like the shit because it's our lives that are in danger. Right? You're trying to say the same thing for the Jewish community, right? I'm not defending no community that's not black. Yeah, that sounds controversial. And the reason I got to that point is this past election. Hey, I'm just calling it what it is. All y'all other people, every other group of people, basically, y'all voted for this chump. Now, it's not true for every single member of all those races of people, but a good majority of y'all went for old boy. So I'm pro-black. I advocate for blackness. I sure as hell do. But as far as the Palestinian issue, hey man, I wish nothing but luck to them because they are being genocided over there. I don't care how you try to dress this up. They make it seem like you cannot criticize the Israeli government Because if you criticize the Israeli government, they call it anti-Semitic. Well, it seemed like everything is anti-Semitic if you say anything bad against them. Everything's anti-Semitic now. No, they can be criticized just like anybody else can be criticized. In this country, they believe in free speech only when it suits them, right? Listen, when the Klan used to be out here marching, and I'm talking about they was out here open-faced, they didn't care. They ain't like these new cowards that won't cover their face up. They want to do these white nationalist marches, and they want to cover their face up. See, them the cowards. See, back in the day, they ain't give a damn. They was real about that shit. And I ain't giving them no praise, because fuck them. But at the same time, I respect you for not hiding your face. But they was able to just go out there and talk about, hell, they was criticizing the Jews too. But they would mostly be talking about us. Oh no. Black folks, and that's the sad part. It happened then, and it's happening now. The white nationalists, the Klan, whatever, white so-called supremacists, they ain't supreme as shit. But they being protected by police. They being protected by their own. Because I guarantee you, the people in the police department probably just was on duty that day. If they hadn't been on duty, they probably would have been in the damn crowd with them. Trying to deport a man because he led a protest, because his people are being genocided. He come from a country, well, they don't even recognize it. They don't recognize Palestine. His people are getting bombed out of existence. I mean, listen, man. The way I see it, ain't nobody's hands clean, okay? Nobody's hands are clean. But try to deport this man who has a green card, whose wife is an American citizen, who was 8 months pregnant, and you trying to deport this man, which the judge already blocked, temporarily. But like, no, you can't deport him just because, no. And then this asshole called him a terrorist. What makes him a terrorist? What makes him a terrorist? Huh? Because again, you protesting against shit you don't like. But see, that's how it's always been, Black folks ain't never really had no power in this country. People of color ain't never really had no power in this country. So they starting to lose control. This is how they lash out. Truth be told, had it their way, they'd get rid of all of us. But see, they don't know where to send us, black folks. They just gonna ship us off to the continent. We really don't know what country we stem from because, slavery. Man, listen. Y'all on some bullshit. Y'all know it. You know it's wrong to try to get rid of this guy. Y'all on some fuck shit. And whoever want to defend it, he's talking bad about Jews. Okay. That's the thing I have. That's the only criticism I have about that. Like, the Holocaust was bad. No one's denying that. But y'all act as if that's the worst thing that has happened in human history. And it's not. And a lot of people see that and are too scared to speak up about it, too scared to say something about it, because they don't want to lose their livelihood. They don't want to lose their YouTube channel or lose their platform. A lot of people are just too scared to step up and say something about it. But it's just the truth. It's not the worst atrocity that's happened in human history. Yeah, it was bad. We should never forget it. Facts. Just like we should never forget slavery. Facts. Telling us to get over it. Ain't getting over shit. Ain't getting over shit. Nah. So, they shouldn't deport this brother. Black people standing down right now, so, I can't really be advocating on his behalf. I'm just saying, hey, it's bullshit. All right, I got one more. You make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you like what I'm doing today.
Listen, if I see one more post complaining about where is Kamala, let me tell you where Kamala is. Kamala is drinking her water. She is minding her black business. You want to know why? Because she can. For 107 days, she ran the most stellar campaign that any candidate could have ever done in that period of time. And you know what she also did? She and Tim, she warned y'all. She warned y'all repeatedly, everything that's happening was coming. But too many people either sat out, they wasted their vote on a third-party candidate who didn't even have a chance of winning a single state. And by voting third party, you help put the circus peanut in office. So this just really isn't for the people who are MAGA. It's for the rest of you who either sat out or wasted your vote. But you know what I hope she's doing? I hope she's eating good food. I hope she is having a good time. I hope she's laughing. I hope she is binge watching, whatever the hell she wants. Because job well done, Madam Vice President. We love you and we miss you, but we know this is not your last chapter, okay?
Yeah, you know, y'all could have had the black woman. Y'all could have had the competent, well-qualified black woman. But instead, you want the unqualified, convicted felon. The unqualified convicted felon who has already had a track record of fucking up the economy in his first term. Oh, you can blame COVID. And what was his response to said COVID? Because people got short-term memories. You know, I heard some idiot trying to blame Biden on the actual shutdown. Like everything closing, like it was Biden's fault. Like, who was president in 2020? Oh yeah, they get real quiet then. But no, y'all could have had Kamala. Y'all could have. But, like America always does, that train's never late. Of course you're gonna bank on racism. It's what you do. It's what the country was founded on. Yep. You see, y'all so scared of losing power. Because why? See, I want to know why. That's rhetorical. Because I already know why. What you so scared of losing power for? Scared about history? That's what you worried about? You think everybody has your mindset, y'all mentality? You think everybody operate like y'all? That's what it is. What you scared for? Just scared of losing power for? Anyway, y'all chose dumbass here, and now he's messing up the economy. And what's gonna be excuse now? Cause he told you it's gonna be a little bit of pain, a little bit of a disturbance. The fuck does that mean? You think a Democrat would have been able to get away with saying some shit like that? The Republicans would have had a damn, they would have went nuts. It's just, man, I can't take y'all seriously. I can't. You wouldn't elect an established, qualified black woman who has held previous political office. You elect this clown who's a failed businessman and basically a talk show, not talk show host, but a game show. He's an apprentice. This is a fucking game show. What is he really doing? Never held any legitimate qualifications to actually be president of the United fucking States. No qualifications whatsoever outside of being an old rich white man. I guess that's all it takes, right? Think about it. Obama started this. Obama got elected. And you white folks went nuts. You went crazy. Couldn't take it. No, we can't let this happen no more. Everything started going to shit the second he got elected. Y'all true colors came out. That's what it's about. And I refuse to sit up here and be gaslit for any motherfucker to tell me that it's not about race. It's definitely about race. It's always been about race in this damn country. Black people got to be 100 times great just to get a quarter of the shit y'all get. Y'all get to fail up. Y'all get to fail up. I ain't never heard of that shit in my life. Y'all get to be mediocre as fuck. Get to just fail up, fail up, fail up. This is the country of my birth. America is the country of my birth. But man, listen, I'm gonna talk my shit. And you don't have to like it, but it's free speech. It's free speech. You don't got to like a word I say. You could have had the black woman. The qualified black woman. I'm gonna keep stressing that word. Qualified black woman. You could have had the qualified black woman. You just wouldn't do it. You just couldn't fucking do it. She had two things working against her. Being black and a woman. Just couldn't win. I voted for her. Sure did. Me and my wife voted for her. As well as millions of other people voted for her. Because we could see the writing on the wall. We knew what this shit was about. But a lot of y'all were so misguided, so blinded by your racism, so blinded, so heartless, so not empathetic. All his policies, all the stuff he's naming in his rallies and all of this shit, saying how you guys in your mind, because he got you thinking that way, thinking that these policies are gonna hurt who? Hurt the black and brown people. Oh, but see, this is what your hatred is getting you. It's getting you a swift kick in the ass because nah. See, it ain't just hurting us. It's gonna hurt your ass too. And I'm glad. I, for one, am happy that you are starting to get bit in the ass for your stupid decision that you made by electing this clown. Dude out here destroying the reputation of America around the world. See, y'all want to be isolationists. Y'all think that America can do this shit on its own. You are so wrong. You are so wrong. America ain't shit without its allies. That's a fact. Okay? Yeah, we strong, but we ain't strong enough to take on the whole fucking globe. I don't care what nobody say. America ain't shit without its allies. That's true for any country. You go out here, you send this guy, because you're blinded by your racism, you're gonna let this idiot destroy the country. You would rather see it all burn than to see another person of color in the head seat. You'd rather burn it all to the ground, even though you ain't built it. Ooh. Yeah, you didn't build it. But it's cool though. It's cool. Nobody on the internet has to like nothing I'm saying. You don't got to like a fucking word that comes out of my mouth, and that's fine. That's cool. But just understand, when this chump when he finishes crashing this economy, when you lose money in your 401ks, when you lose money on your investments, if you were lucky enough to be invested in the stock market, because even the ones who are invested in the stock market are starting to complain now. Even they're like, what are you doing, man? This is not making any sense. You're killing us over here. Then you got us beefing with Canada. I love Canada as a country. I go over there often. Quite often, actually. I love it over there. Well, if you love it so much, why don't you move over there? I wish I could. I wish I could. But I still love the country of America, too. I love it for what my ancestors have brought and built on this continent. I love it for everything we as black folks have contributed to this continent. Even though the country itself has not been kind to us. You see, when I look at that American flag, I don't have the same admiration and love for it that a lot of white people do. Don't. And if this is making your blood boil, fuck off. I don't care. I don't care. Everybody doesn't experience this country the same. You want me to be patriotic to a country that enslaved my ancestors and gave them no reparations. You made false promises of 40 acres and a mule, and it was never delivered upon. You want me to give praise to a country that didn't even see us as fully human, treated us like animals. You came up with laws to discriminate against us. We had to march and protest to get simple civil rights. Everything we got in this country, it was fought for and it was earned. It wasn't given to us by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, when I look at that flag, I don't see it the same way you see it. It's just like people who, when they read the Bible, because the Bible is vague for the most part, and it can be interpreted many different ways. The text is right there. The text is the text, and yet it can be interpreted many different ways. The flag is the flag, but that flag can be perceived many different ways. Think of how they see our flag now because of Trump. Think of how our allies see that American flag now. Great stars and stripes. See how our allies look at it now. Because of one fucking man. See how it can be perceived differently? You can look at that flag and see glory and all types of positive thinking. And another person can see that flag and see nothing but death and destruction behind it. Just saying. People are not empathetic, and people don't try to even see another person's point of view in this day and age, because everybody is so self-centered and focused only on themselves, because that is the culture that America produces. That is what they perpetrate. Well, that's what they promote. Individualism. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get it on your own. It's not about the collective. Never has been. Do I still love the country? Yeah, I still love the country. But it's hard as hell to stand for a national anthem. I'm not even gonna lie about that. And I'm not saying all this shit just to be controversial. I'm saying what a lot of people feel but are too scared to say aloud. Just the facts. Just the facts. And it's okay. If I see a person not standing for the national anthem, I ain't gonna get upset about it. I'm gonna look at that person and say, I'm sure they have their reasons. I'm not gonna get all bent out of shape if somebody fucking kneels. Yeah. He could have had Kamala. Now he's stuck with this prick for the next God knows how long. Yeah, you get what you get. See, I didn't fuck around, but for some reason I gotta find out. Yeah, man. If y'all like my video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I try to be more consistent with putting out material, videos. So, yeah. Peace out. I'll see y'all next time.